to another gauge demo from fitgauges.com. Today I'm going to show you the 200 challenging approaches gauge. This is another in my series of airport approaches. This one, as it says, is very challenging. Some of them are crazy challenging, but I'll show you a few, but there's lots to play with and full of fun. Okay, so let's get started with the dials and buttons. Now on the home page it shows you that the S6 button takes you to your approach. The left dial changes your approach list plus and minus 1, and the right dial changes the approach list plus and minus 5. You also have S1 to take you to the settings menu, and I'm going to show you that shortly in a little while as well. Okay, so to get into the gauge list itself, you just simply use the left dial and move the list forward one, and it will jump to the list page. Now, as I said, the left dial will move the list up and down one line at a time, and the right dial will move the list up and down 5 lines at a time. Okay, so in the list view, the function keys, the buttons, have the following functions. So S1 takes you into the menu, and I'll show you that in a second. S2 increases the airspeed, so this is the starting approach speed. It's currently 170, so I can knock that up or take that down, and you need to set that depending on which aircraft obviously you're using for the approach. S4 turns the pause on and off, so you can toggle whether the simulation is paused at the start of the approach or not. So I'll leave that so that pause is off. S5 will change the time of day at the location that you're moving to. So at the moment it's set to off, and it will use the local time of whichever location I'm going to. Now if I'm in the UK, midday, and suddenly I go to an airport in New Zealand, then it's going to be nighttime, midnight. So this enables you to change the time at the location you're going to, currently set to local time. Pressing S5 will toggle the time that we will set at the location you're going to. So you can set it to 12 midday. That's 6 o'clock in the evening, midnight, 6 o'clock in the morning, and then back to local time. So I'm going to set that to daytime, so that whenever I go to location it's always midday. Okay, so let's go to S1, the menu. Now in the menu you have the same time and day function that you had within the list view, only it uses S3 here to just toggle through the various different time settings. You have the pause on start approach here as well, which you can toggle off within the menu. You have an offset for the altitude, so the starting altitude can be set higher and lower than what's set within the gauge. Also the airspeed can be set here as well, up and down. Okay, and the S1 button will take you back into the main gauge list. Okay, so on the main gauge page you have a little indicator here with the little aircraft's icon showing you a rough indication of how close you are to the ground. You have the green bar here at the very bottom. That is the DME indicator, shows you how close you are to the ILS signal, if indeed the runway has an ILS signal. The challenging approaches, they are quite small and remote airports, so very few of them will actually have ILS on this particular gauge, but those that do, the ILS frequency will be automatically set for you as well. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few approaches. I'm actually going to put it in pause mode because I'm not going to actually fly any of these approaches for you. Okay, so we've now put in pause by pressing the S4 key, and now I'm going to select an approach. Now one of my favourite approaches is Princess Juliana, so I'm going to go for that one, and we'll hit the approach. Okay, so here we are on the approach to Princess Juliana. Now this is the sea approach. The actual mountain approach from the other side is quite fun, so I'm just going to switch it over. So yeah, this is much more challenging. You happen to have a mountain between you and the runway. So yeah, good fun. Let's go and have a look at some more. Innsbruck is obviously a quite well-known one, so I'll go there. and as you can see, it's changing it to daytime every single time as well. Now, as you can see on this approach, Innsbruck is way down here on the left. I can't get a straight approach because there's a mountain in the way, so I'm obviously having to come in from the left, and we'll have to turn it into the runway, so that makes this one extremely challenging. So let's have a look at another view. Here we are, Bahrain, and here we are at Sabah. It's one of the most crazy approaches on the planet. It's really tiny little runway. It's ridiculously small, so that's good fun. Milford Sound, another approach that doesn't allow a straight on approach, so again this is coming in from the left, so yeah, nasty approach. Okay, so I hope you get the general idea of the gauge. There's loads of different approaches to play with and challenge your flying skills. So I personally prefer this gauge of all the others that I do. This one I get much more fun out of. Trying to land a 737 on them all is pretty much impossible. But there are some that you can do, 737 type approaches, but there's a lot that do require smaller prop approaches. You can certainly give it a go. I believe I have actually landed a 737 there. So yeah, it is fairly challenging, but so I hope you get the idea. I hope you enjoyed the gauge. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and don't forget to come back and check out some of our other gauges soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.